This is McCook's Mr. Bill. It's an honor to have you here. We're talking to a gentleman today, and I think you'll enjoy him. Okay, what's your name?
Lemke.
Okay, and when were you born?
First 23rd day of 1925.
1925, okay. And who were your parents?
Charles and Pearl Lemke.
Okay. What did they do for a living?
They had a old homestead in Minnesota, and they used to log and then farm, and,
okay.
and mostly farm to eat.
Okay. How many brothers and sisters did you have?
There was 15 born.
Whoa.
14 made it.
I see. Okay. How many girls, how many boys?
10 boys living and 4 girls.
And 4 girls. Okay. Okay. When did you go into the service?
When the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor.
Right.
I wasn't quite 17 yet.
I see.
And for them to accept me at 17, I had to get my folks' permission.
Okay. And what branch did you go into?
Navy.
Navy?
They put me in a construction battalion because of my mechanical upbringing.
Seabees?
Yes.
You were a Seabee, okay. And what combat area did you see?
We got to Guadalcanal after it was pretty well secured. There was still a few outlying pockets. Starving Japanese would come in and try to steal food. Right. But the actual battles was mostly over by then.
Okay. And
we got more up to date on our equipment and everything, and then went in the Bougainville invasion. That was our first
big one.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And what was your job at that island?
Being one of the youngest guys, and we had a lot of young guys like myself. They put us to, we called ourselves pack mules because I was a muddy bugger. And we all were wearing knee-high rubber boots, wading the swamp, supporting the Marines.
Hauling up
all us young guys.
Hauling ammunition and supplies?
Yes, hauling.
On your back?
Yeah, a 100-pound case of ammunition on your back.
Oh man, in the mud.
And if it wasn't ammunition, it was sea rations.
Right, right.
And medical supplies for the foreman.
Yeah.
Supplying that front line.
Germany. Ooh.
And
how long were you there at the Bougainville? How long did it take to take that island?
Well, about the 6th day of packing back and forth to the supporting the Marines, us young guys come back and we already, our older guys running heavy equipment, cats mostly, had already started a fighter strip right on the beachhead where we landed Marines. Right. And it was only a matter of less than a month we was landing fighter planes there. Right. Supporting the bombing raids on Rabaul mostly. Right. Right. And hitting the Jap fleet wherever they could. That's right.
You were packing ammunition. Did you help the wounded back?
Yes, we'd pack supplies up one day, stay all night, because you was played out by then anyway.
Carrying 100 pounds, I bet so.
6 miles of swamp and hill terrain. Right. And bring dead and wounded back the next day.
Yeah, I was going to say, I couldn't imagine going 6 miles in the mud with 100 pounds. Yeah. Dear God.
Sometimes there was no dead and wounded, but one of them Jap raids will end, maybe you'd be packing dead and wounded back for maybe 2 days in the next 2 trips.
Yeah.
And weeks. when them Japs made them banzai attacks and they piled them Marines up out there. The first time it happened, the Marines backed up a ways and strung more barbed wire right in front of them, and then dug in back another 30, 40 yards, 50 yards, whatever, to stay away from the stink up there. And but the second wave then it got too close. There's no place to back up to without falling off the side of the mountain.
And hundreds of dead or thousands of dead. That smell would be horrific.
Yeah,
that had to be.
Have to smell a dead person out there.
Yeah, not counting thousands.
That's
yeah.
I'll tolerate skunk smell over that any day.
Oh man, that tells you right there. If you can, a skunk smell over that, yeah.
So the Marines were getting subject to that second wave, and they was trying to figure out what to do. Well, they were sitting there while I was getting the dead and wounded ready to go back down. I was listening to them, and I butted in and could have got reprimanded. Because you don't butt in on officers' conversation. They suggested getting the cat up there. So they got their heads together and sent an officer back down with us. And I told him where to go talk to our upper officers. So they agreed and sent Cat back up the next day.
And at least it buried the dead.
Yes.
You got to bury the dead that way, so the smell wasn't as bad. You could hold your position because of that.
Yeah. They got that Cat up there and dug trench behind them. That whole front line wasn't dead Japs. It was just maybe 50 to 100 yards in places, and then maybe over 100 yards it'd be another spot like that.
Yeah.
But they had to get rid of them.
Sure.
Dead people.
Yeah.
Or they had to do something.
Yeah.
And so I wound up
burying
them with the Cat.
Yeah.
But we were all figuring on Japan be our next stop.